It's Alex. I'm doing this video basically because a whole lot of people have asked me questions like, "Hey, what's up? Is PLCU over? Has it been rug pulled? Is it a scam project or something? Are you still holding on, or have you sold off?" And all those so many questions regarding PLCU. Well, basically, whatever I'm going to say, it's a personal opinion. Like I said, from the very beginning, the project seems interesting because one thing with crypto is utility. They promised us utility, and right now we've seen some in when we're talking about the debit cards and the cashback back programs, though not yet started and the rest. But to a large extent, I can say the project or the whole roadmap of the project is still ongoing, even though presently we are facing a downtime in price, which is scaring investors. So I can imagine investors, those who bought at $70,000 and $100,000, seeing the price right now at $1,900. Okay, I can really imagine the pain and the frustration. Well, basically, regarding the questions, what do I think about PLC? Is it a failed project? In all opinion and in all honesty, I really think it's too early to consider it a failed project. Comparing the fact that, first of all, the crypto market generally is in a BS season, so it would be very wrong at this point in time to act out of emotions and anger. Now, also, if you've experienced different market cycles and you've seen the growth rate and progress rate of different crypto tokens, you would also have kind of a mixed feelings about what is happening on PLCU. What do I mean by mixed feelings? Now, let me go take you to Binance. For those who are into crypto, like Solana, for example, is one of the top 10 to top 20 crypto projects. Presently, Solana is at $28, right? And somebody who is entering or who is just beginning the crypto market now would think this is like the regular price of Solana. But when let's go back in time. So this is like this was around 2020. I think this should be upon listing in Binance. Solana was around $2, as we can see here. But it grew to a point where Solana was about $259. It went as high as $259. And with the whole bear market coming in right now, you can find Solana at $26. So this is like, if you want to compare the growth rate from 259 to 228, from 100,000 to 1,000, it's almost the same decline in percentage if you actually checking this present price. Now let's also use AVAX, for example. AVAX presently is around $15. Now this is the same AVAX I was at, as you can see up here, 103. Okay, and I think it was even up to 147, as you can see, 147 at some point in time. You need to growth rate, okay? And if you still do the same calculations from $147 back down to $15, it's almost the same decline in terms of percentage decline in price. It's almost the same thing we're experiencing now. And this is the same thing with most of the major crypto projects. Okay, so at some point in time, some crypto projects experience this decline. And trust me, there are people who are seriously buying AVAX right now because this happens to be a very good entry for them at back again to $15. Because once the bull market starts, they know they're still going to make the same profits. And AVAX is still going to get back to the same $150 something and above. But most times, any bear market like this usually is always followed by a bull market that takes it to a new all-time high just from crypto speculation. So I'm not trying to say PLC might follow this pattern or something, but personally, I just really think this would be a wrong time to conclude that PLC is a failed project. Personally, what am I doing? Right now, I'm not selling off my PLCU. I'm holding. I'm just struggling to fill my farm because, the farm was expanded for those of us who bought high when the price was high, who activated our farms at that period. So we have like extra max load or additional max load. So I'm trying to fill mine. So whatever I'm minting monthly is pumping back into the farm. Once I succeed in doing that, the extra PLCU that I will be minting, I will be keeping it in my wallet. No doubts about that. Okay. Now, when do I think on selling, or when do I think on giving up? First of all, I would want next year October perhaps to reach, okay, so that the whole minting must have stopped, so we know we're no longer generating new PLCU. Let's see if there's going to be an additional use case that's going to make this, if there's going to be a mass adoption. These are things I would rather wait for. And let's also see if the bull market is going to start. So imagine there's a general bull market in the cryptocurrency world, and we are still experiencing a downtime with PLCU. then these are things you cannot start worrying about. Is it the case that this coin is never going to pick up again? Maybe that's where you cannot start having or drawing conclusions. But right now that it's a bear market for everybody, for example, then the whole minting stuff is still on. So we still have new coins or new tokens coming into existence, and they are still trying to work out a roadmap, okay, for use cases for this crypto token. All right. So if after a year plus, you do not see the roadmaps coming into play, then you might start concluding it's a failed project. So guys, this is just my own opinion about this. So for now, I'm still going to be stocking whatever PLCU I mint. Once I'm done filling my farm, I'm going to keep them, and I'm not just going to discard them, because it's right for me. I think it's going to be more painful when you sell off, and for example, there is a pump and there's a massive adoption and there's a rise. That's living in the regret of, I had this token and I sold off. For me, it's a personal note. I feel it's going to be more painful than holding to the end and discover it's a failed project. Whichever one, though, that's the whole reason we usually say in crypto, basically, you kind of invest what is within your means. Do not use funds meant for whatever important thing. But if it's spare fund you had used, or even if it's not spare, but it's not an urgent fund that you need right now or something, you might want to take this gamble I'm taking. It's a gamble, actually. Let's see to the end and see if there's something good. But if you know you can't take this gamble, well, the whole idea, I'm not a financial advisor, but while at $1,009, that's the present price right now, you might still want to just sell off and take the little losses you have. The idea of, let me just gather rather than losing everything. It's a matter of personal choice. But as for me, I want to take the gamble to the end. So if it crashes, like it goes back to zero, and we're like, oh, we're scammed or something, we leave it at that. But if it eventually pumps, then we know we are one of those who kept on holding till we reach success. So I think that's a little thing I just want to drop, and I hope it helps you also in giving you an informed decision.